guys, today I'm going to be talking about communication or miscommunication with your dog. A ton of people have this issue where you think you're telling your dog one thing and your dog is reading something completely different because we speak two different languages. We're largely a verbal species and dogs communicate largely with body language. They also like when we get excited, and sometimes our excitement is also frustration, so it leads to miscommunication. A classic example is jumping. Alright, so I'm using a toy here to kind of entice the puppies into jumping, because overall they know that they shouldn't be jumping yet, so I'm going to cheat a little bit out of my favor. So the puppies have their toy, and they're jumping up on me to get it, get it. And I push them down, they're very likely going to want to come back up. Oh, that's good. Because that pushing them down, to them it's like play. Even without the toy, for most puppies, or even a lot of adult dogs, that push is play. They're not understanding that that's not what we're trying to communicate. Now we got the little piggy jaws on there. Little piggy jaws. So I push her down. What are you doing? Oh. So the pushing can be really misconstrued by our dogs. We think we're saying one thing. We think we're saying, don't jump up on me. Now I have the toy out of reach, and this happens all the time. People put the toy away. The dog jumps back up harder. They're not getting that point where we don't want them to play. They're thinking we're saying, try harder with me. So then, of course, it just leads to that miscommunication. Same thing if you're wrestling with the dogs, or you're trying to be on the ground with the dog and the dog's in your face and you push them away. They come back. They want to come back to you to start playing, unless you've got two little siblings who are roughhousing with each other. So that push is not understood by a lot of dogs unless they are a more sensitive breed. Same thing with when we tell our dogs no all the time, but there's no consequence afterwards. We might as well be saying the word potato to them. The word itself doesn't mean anything, it's what comes afterwards. The word yes wouldn't mean anything to them either if you didn't have treats afterwards. So how we communicate with our dogs is hugely important. It's going to save you a lot of stress and a lot of needing to do obedience all the time with your dogs. Because now you can tell them when things are okay and when it's not acceptable, when you need them to calm down, when you can get excited. It just helps to clarify so many things because we speak such a different language. So when you have excitable puppies or excitable adult dogs, you really want to show them what you're talking about instead of telling them. Again, we're so verbal that we try and tell them all the time. So if I lay down on the ground and I get a little puppy pile on me, oh no, oh that struggle, they just like that struggle. They think this is really fun. They think it's really fun. Because they like to be excited with us. But if instead I just sit up and I don't pay them much mind, or I go, no, and I remove all of my attention, things become a lot easier for them. They become a lot more clear. There's less space for them to misunderstand. That pushing, trying to keep them away, for dogs like these guys, they want to feed into that. They want that excitement. For some dogs, the more excited we get, the more they like the activity. Even if we're upset in our excitement, even if we get upset when they start barking, they kind of want us to rise with them. They want us to get excited and frustrated with them. So they will feed into that more. So instead, if we just show them clearly and stay very calm, that's often what also helps our dogs. So that's how you can help your communication a little bit with your best friend, where you're looking at what you think that they're getting versus what you think that you're telling them. That's going to really help you out a little bit. So, hey, enough. Thank you. So there's an example of puppies harassing one of my adult dogs. It's not my adult dog's job to keep the puppies in line. Hey, Coco. Not her job. I'm being very clear. I use a deeper tone, and I've already taught her the meaning of that tone, so she can then just settle down. I'm not making it into a joke. I'm not making it into a game. Just like how you don't want to chase dogs who steal something. For us, we're very anxious because our dog stole a pen, and we want to get that pen back from them. But to them, that's the great game of keep away. And why wouldn't they want to feed into that? They love that excitement. Instead, ask the dog for it back. So creating that clarity, because imagine how much I need it. We have so many dogs and puppies here right now. If we didn't have clarity, there would be so much miscommunication and so much frustration. But you can see the dogs weren't stressed out. They were able to listen. Now my dog is able to relax a little bit. Because again, it's not her job to raise puppies either. And that's another case of miscommunication. We also often expect our adult dogs to help to raise our puppies, and while they can definitely help, if they're getting bothered, we have to step in. That's not fair for them. So I hope that that helps, and I hope that that helps you communicate a little bit more clearly with your best friend, and have a great day.